On this chessboard of existence, every move is calculated with lethal precision. But chaos spares no one. A moment of negligence. A fracture in solidarity. Or a single miscalculation. Any can turn ruler into ruled in the blink of an eye. Here, only one victor can truly prevail: instinct. In Africa, the title Big Five is a mark of profound respect, reserved for the 5 most dangerous and difficult animals to hunt. Zola is worthy of that honor. Observe Zola, a leopard of vast experience. Under the sun, warthogs become more active. Their appearance presents a new opportunity for the hungry Zola. Zola always perceives an opportunity in the slightest lapse of her prey. This time, she does not even need to hide. Her confidence in her skill is absolute. A precise bite to the neck is the most effective way to disable the prey. Zola's bite force registers at some 500 pounds per square inch. Not the strongest among the great cats, but more than enough to induce panic and subdue her prey. However, the line between ruler and ruled is perilously thin. Zola does not always hold the power of life and death. Sometimes it is pride that pushes her into unwinnable battles. One of the greatest rules in this world is this: never trespass on another's territory. Zola has decided to ignore that rule. A high branch has always been Zola's salvation. African wild dogs cannot climb, and Zola has escaped an almost certain death. A devastating loss for a species with fewer than 7,000 individuals remaining in the wild. Every single African wild dog is precious to the survival of its kind. And sometimes humiliation comes from the smallest of creatures. The honey badger, though small, is one of Africa's most courageous and ferocious animals. Neither the venom of a snake nor the claws of a lion can make it retreat. To confront it was Zola's mistake. Size does not always dictate the victor. The harshest lessons can come from those who know no fear. The honey badger has taught Zola a lesson in humility. Meanwhile, the ancient feud between Zola and the baboons never subsides. They coexist in the same ecological space, competing directly for the same resources. Conflict is inevitable. A lapse in the troops' concentration, whether from power struggles or internal disputes, is always an opportunity for Zola. When unity dissolves, Zola's shadow is quick to appear. The night is Zola's stage, where she demonstrates all her consummate hunting skills. The alarm call sounds too late. In the darkness, a night of terror for the troop. But Zola is also a pragmatist. She knows when to fight and when to retreat. If she has enough to eat, she will not take unnecessary risks. This war will never end. It is a relentless cycle of vengeance and survival. If one were to disappear, it would be a sign that nature has lost a vital part of itself. Today, Zola is classified as a near-threatened species by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Their existence is severely threatened by habitat loss and conflict with humans. The wilderness is always full of surprises. Sometimes, even the most bitter of enemies must set aside their conflict to survive together. Zola and the spotted hyena. A temporary ceasefire, born of desperation and hunger. But this fragile balance does not last long. The opportunistic and greedy nature of the hyena soon reveals itself. Once the prey is gone, so too is the reason for the truce. Nature has given the hyena steel jaws to dominate the ground, but its heavy body is also its weakness. And high in the trees, Zola is queen. She leaves the hyena below, gazing up with an insatiable, unfulfilled desire. Beneath the searing African sun, the stillness can be deceptive to the uninitiated. For a pride, daylight is not a time for action, but for the preservation of energy, a vital currency when temperatures soar above 104 degrees Fahrenheit. They may remain at rest for up to 20 hours each day. This is no mere sloth. It is a sophisticated survival strategy, slowing metabolism and rationing water within a most punishing environment. A mature male lion can weigh over 440 pounds. Yet, even with such bulk, every movement in the midday heat squanders precious energy, wealth that can only be recouped through a successful hunt. At the heart of the pride lies a sisterhood of related females, sisters, daughters, and aunts. They form a stable social unit, nursing cubs collectively, hunting in tandem, and defending their ancestral lands across generations. The males, adorned with their majestic manes, fulfill a different destiny. The mane is far more than mere ornament. Its density and darkness serve as a vital biological signal, reflecting health, testosterone levels, and combat prowess. a silent warning to any potential usurpers. Gentle headbutts and reciprocal grooming are more than just displays of affection. Through facial scent glands, lions exchange chemical signatures, creating a communal pride odor, a molecular bond that strengthens unity and identifies who belongs. However, the lion's sovereignty is no longer absolute. Once roaming across Africa, Asia, and even Europe, they were the undisputed masters of vast continents. Today, they face a rapidly transforming world, where territories are fractured, prey dwindles, and conflict with humanity intensifies. Yet, lions are not the only force defining this landscape. The hippopotamus, a name meaning river horse, carries a deceptively poetic ring. But behind that name lies one of Africa's most perilous creatures, a giant harboring extraordinary evolutionary secrets. Remarkably, the hippo's closest living relatives are not pigs or horses, but whales and dolphins. Their ancestors diverged from the even-toed ungulates, with one branch returning to the deep, leaving a signature in the hippo's modern genome. They spend the majority of their day submerged in water or cooling mud. This is not merely for comfort. A hippo's skin, though over 2 inches thick, lacks sweat glands and is exceptionally sensitive to the sun's rays. To adapt, their skin secretes a viscous, reddish-pink fluid, often colloquially called blood sweat. This acts as a broad-spectrum sunscreen and a potent natural antibiotic. It allows the hippo to prevent infection in the wounds they frequently endure during territorial skirmishes. A hippo can hold its breath for 5 minutes and even sleep beneath the surface. An automatic reflex allows them to rise and breathe without ever waking, a perfect adaptation for a semi-aquatic life. A mature bull hippo can weigh up to 3,300 pounds. It is this territorial nature and unpredictable aggression that makes them responsible for more human fatalities than any other large mammal in Africa. Not far away, a living legacy of an ancient era wanders. The rhinoceros, a lineage that has endured on Earth for over 50 million years, remains largely unchanged since the age of the dinosaurs. The name black rhino does not actually describe the color of its hide. It stems from a linguistic muddle by Dutch settlers to distinguish it from the white rhino, which possesses a wider, square-shaped lip. The black rhino is a specialist browser. Using a prehensile, flexible upper lip, they can strip leaves and twigs from the thorniest shrubs, acting as the silent gardeners of the plains. A black rhino's eyesight is remarkably poor, focusing only within a range of a few yards. Instead, they perceive their world through a tapestry of scent and sound. Their large ears can rotate independently through 180 degrees, capturing the faintest signals from every direction. Once numerous across Africa, today every surviving individual is a priceless treasure, a tragic symbol of the war against poaching. Looking back into the past, The African rock python carries a fascinating biological secret. It is a living witness to prehistory, existing for millions of years before the first humans appeared. The small spurs near its pelvic region are the remnants of legs it lost millennia ago. A silent reminder of a great evolutionary journey. But now, a mother python needs more than relics of the past. She carries the burden of the future. Each egg is as heavy as a billiard ball. And then, something rarely seen in the reptilian world occurs. While most snakes abandon their eggs, the mother python chooses to stay. A remarkable display of maternal devotion. Cunning predators, like monitor lizards or mongooses, stand no chance. A mother's love is a force beyond measure. Across the continent, another ancient arena shapes the lives of its inhabitants. A mountain that touches the sky, Kilimanjaro. No corner of Africa is truly peaceful. From the wind-swept plateaus to the seasonally flooded grasslands, each place is a battlefield shaped by nature and time. Located in northeastern Tanzania, near the border with Kenya, Kilimanjaro, rising to 19,341 feet, stands as a white-iced crown amid the vast plains. It is the highest point in Africa and the tallest freestanding mountain in the world, aptly named the Roof of Africa. From a distance, Kilimanjaro resembles a natural fortress, where the landscape tells stories of time, geology, and life on Earth. The mountain is composed of 5 main ecological zones. The African bush elephant is a native species of this region. Immense and ancient, it is the largest terrestrial creature, carrying within it an evolutionary journey spanning millions of years. Its ancestors roamed the African continent, and today only a single branch of this lineage remains. Climate change and the presence of humans have shrunk the territory of this great creature. At Kilimanjaro, the open plains and low scrub provide year-round sustenance. Water from underground sources, combined with dense vegetation, creates ideal conditions for life to flourish. An elephant consumes about 300 pounds of food per day. They graze on grass, gnaw on bark, and uproot plants, turning nature into a continuous, large-scale feast of life. The matriarch is the steadfast leader of the herd. As they move, they create natural corridors through the grasslands and bush. These paths become ecological networks for dozens of other species. They communicate using low-frequency sounds that can travel for several miles. Their large ears act as biological air conditioners, each flap helping to cool the blood flowing close to the surface. The trunk, a muscular marvel with over 40,000 muscle bundles, can draw up to 2.5 gallons of water, reach for high leaves, and also serves as an effective defensive tool. The African bush elephant is a tireless ecological engineer. With every meal, it shapes the landscape around it. As it breaks through thickets and trees, it creates clearings where sunlight encourages the germination of new plant species. However, the existence of these giants faces formidable challenges. The illegal poaching of elephants for their ivory is the most severe threat. Approximately 20,000 elephants are hunted each year across Africa. Besides elephants, this region is also home to the African buffalo. They move in herds, traversing vast plains in search of vital resources. As descendants of the Bovidae family, which appeared over 5 million years ago, these buffalo carry the ancestral history of the African plains. A mature individual can weigh between 1,100 and 2,200 pounds, with a body length of about 8 to 11 feet. Their dark coat helps them camouflage in the shade of the bush. Their impressive stature means few predators dare to confront them directly. Their diet consists mainly of grass and leaves. They remember the exact locations of water sources and grazing areas. A memory essential for survival during the dry season. When necessary, a herd can travel nearly 20 miles to find a dried-up stream that saved them in previous years. The bond between herd members is a fundamental pillar of their lives. A large herd can number up to 500 individuals, where older bulls often lead, maintaining order and protecting the others. Through collective strength, each buffalo becomes more resilient to threats. When a predator approaches, the herd quickly forms a protective circle. The young remain in the center. Curved horns, which can be up to 3.3 feet long, are powerful defensive tools and also symbols of status within the herd. With their large numbers and considerable weight, African buffalo shape the environment, opening up paths where other species can also thrive. Amidst this landscape, the plains zebra stands out with its unmistakable black and white striped coat, a classic symbol of the African savanna. The evolutionary journey of this species began about 4 million years ago from an equine ancestor. Over time, natural selection has given the zebra its unique stripes. Each individual has a unique pattern, like a biological fingerprint. These stripes not only create a striking appearance, but also serve fundamental physiological and social functions. Currently, the territory of the plains zebra extends throughout sub-Saharan Africa. According to data from 2023, the bushland region of Kilimanjaro is home to approximately 100 to 1,500 individuals. Zebras live in small groups led by a mature stallion, along with several mares and their young. During the dry season, many groups may merge, forming herds of up to several hundred individuals. They often travel with species like the African buffalo or impala, taking advantage of the keen hearing and vigilant instincts of these companions. An individual can spend up to 18 hours a day feeding and travel more than 30 kilometers in search of food and water. As they graze, they help control the density of the vegetation. Their bodies are a combination of speed, power, and endurance. With a length of 7 to 8 feet and a weight of 770 to 990 pounds, they are true athletes of the savannah. They can run at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour to escape from predators. When they need to fight, they deliver powerful kicks with their hind legs, capable of severely injuring even predators. In contrast to the clamor of the larger species, Kirk's dik-dik lives a hidden life, quietly avoiding the eyes of predators. When it senses danger, it emits a shrill whistle, both a warning and a sound that makes its enemy hesitate. This sound travels far, activating a natural warning network among different species. They live in pairs, one male and one female, bonded for life. Each pair controls its own territory, ranging from 12 to 15 acres. To mark their dominion, dik-diks use scent glands near their eyes, leaving chemical signals on plants and the ground. A complex and vital ritual. Their diet consists of soft grasses, young leaves, and occasionally thin bark. They can absorb all the water they need directly from plants, a crucial survival skill in arid regions. On the edge of the bushland forests, leaves intertwine in soft layers. Here, the turaco appears like a living jewel amidst the wilderness. They have brilliant green plumage and a deep red crest that shines like fire. Each of their movements becomes a vibrant brushstroke on the high canopy. With strong legs and nimble toes, they glide easily through the dense foliage. They use their short, sturdy beaks to pick fruits and young leaves. Turacos not only beautify the forest with their appearance and resonant calls, they also play an essential role in seed dispersal, helping to regenerate the vegetation of this land. Higher up, upon surpassing an altitude of nearly 6,000 feet, the Kilimanjaro rainforest emerges. The forest is a mystical dark green, nourished by an immense rainfall of 80 to 118 inches per year. Within this vast space of hundreds of square miles, another glittering world comes to life. It is a world with the delicate wings of sunbirds and spider hunters. In times of scarcity, they persistently fly up to 5 miles a day in search of flowers. In the process of seeking nectar and hunting insects, pollen clings to their beaks. The pollen is transported from one plant to another. This ensures pollination and sustains the proliferation of a diverse flora with over 120 different species. This entire magical ecosystem lies within Kilimanjaro National Park. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a designation it has held since 1987. This place is a true symphony of nature. The songs of more than 140 bird species blend with the spectacular leaps of black and white colobus monkeys in the highest branches. On the ground, frogs and lizards thrive in the humid climate. Meanwhile, streams are fed by rain and snowmelt from the mountain's peak. They continuously meander, sustaining the resilient life of every creature on the slopes of this great mountain. In the natural world, there are no eternal victors. There are only moments of permitted existence. Every decision to advance or to retreat is the result of millions of years of survival. And as night falls, all conflicts temporarily cease, so that tomorrow, that ancient cycle can resume. Though not as agile or swift as the smaller animals previously mentioned, the strength of the black rhino As one of the big five, the black rhino is remarkably well adapted to the semi-arid environment. The rhino has poor eyesight, but an extremely keen sense of smell. It is very cautious and difficult to approach. The total population of black rhinos in South Africa at the end of 2023 was approximately 2,065 individuals. Despite its large size and imposing appearance, the black rhino is a particularly sensitive species. Each individual possesses its own territory, lives a solitary life, and rarely interacts with others. Most fascinating is the black rhino's symbiotic relationship with the red-billed oxpecker. This bird often perches on the rhino's back or neck, picking off ticks and parasites. Crucially, the oxpecker also functions as a living alarm system. Although the bird may sometimes peck at wounds to feed on blood, the benefit of the warning. The black rhino is a browser, specializing in the leaves, twigs, and shoots of bushes. When food is scarce, it can digest plants with moderate levels of toxicity. Remarkably, they can survive for more than 5 days without drinking, drawing moisture. The black rhino has a body structure suited for a solitary life. To conserve energy, it usually moves slowly and is active at dawn and dusk. The black rhino's hearing is also highly developed, allowing it to perceive sounds from a great distance. However, due to its extreme caution, encounters with this species in the wild are often limited. Rhinos reproduce slowly, with a gestation period of up to 15 months, giving birth to only one calf at a time. The young calf stays with its mother for 2 to 3 years. Studies in 2025 highlighted that the average annual growth rate is only 4.2%. This species has endured a history of survival marked by dramatic changes. The subsequent recovery has been slow, thanks to strict conservation measures and control of poaching. Due to the severe decline in the last century, reserves in South Africa are implementing strategies. Measures include armed patrols, GPS monitoring of individuals, and dehorning. If the black rhino represents silent resistance in a harsh land, the ostrich presents the opposite image. The ostrich is the largest bird in the world. Although flightless, it runs with great speed. An ostrich can stand up to 8 feet tall and weigh around 220 pounds. It runs at a constant speed of about 37 miles per hour and can maintain this pace. Ostriches live in small groups of 5 to 50 individuals, especially during the breeding season. This behavior provides them with a wide field of vision and vigilance against predators. Its diet consists mainly of vegetation, leaves, grasses, plants, and sometimes fruit. Its body temperature is regulated through special mechanisms. A study in 2024 estimated the ostrich density in the region to be about 2 to 4 birds. Long-term studies also show that flocks move in groups to optimize access to food. During the breeding season, males may lead a harem of 2 to 7 females. Male-female pairs cooperate in incubating eggs in a single communal nest to maximize survival. Amid the vast grasslands of Kruger, where the Oliphant's River winds through tall grass, the Nyala appears. They do not join the hustle of savanna life, but choose to live on the fringes. The male Nyala is unmistakable. Its bluish-grey coat, with white vertical stripes along its flanks, looks like a living sculpture. In contrast, the female is a light reddish-brown with fewer markings, allowing her to blend in easily. Nyala live in small groups, sometimes only a few individuals, moving in silence. Their diet is not based on grass like many other antelopes, but on leaves and fallen fruit. It is this selective browsing that gives them a special role in regulating the vegetation. Despite their delicate appearance, Nyala are extremely cautious. If they feel threatened, they emit a sudden sound similar to a dog's bark. This dispersal strategy makes it difficult for large predators to successfully approach. If the Nyala is a gentle shadow gliding through the riverside thickets to hide, the African wild dog represents the opposite. This is a native wild dog, known for its mottled coat and highly effective pack hunting strategy. It is critically endangered, with only a few packs remaining in Kruger and some other reserves. A study in 2022 showed that this population maintains a low level of natural inbreeding. Individuals live in packs of 10 to 30 members with a complex structure. Although their gene pool lacks great diversity, it is sufficient to maintain the viability of the packs. Their hunting tactic is an art of synchronization. The wild dogs detect and encircle their prey in the early hours of the day or at dusk. A study in 2024 showed their diet consists mainly of small and medium-sized antelopes. According to the Fauna and Flora portal, wild dogs quickly exhaust their prey. In Kruger, the African wild dog population is estimated to be stable at 300 to 400 individuals. Data from BioQuest Africa in 2024 confirms that nearly 300 individuals live freely within Kruger. This is South Africa's largest population and is considered the last stronghold of the species. Their journey of survival is fraught with challenges. A 2024 study confirmed that the Kruger population has low genetic diversity. However, this could affect their resilience to environmental changes. Additionally, pressure from large predators like lions or leopards affects their density and distribution. If the African wild dog symbolizes sophisticated pack hunting, the lion represents absolute power. An icon of African wildlife, the lion lives in prides and occupies the dominant role in the food chain. The task of hunting always falls to the lionesses. They hunt in groups from dawn to dusk. They are smaller, faster, and better coordinated in collective pursuits. Lion reproduction follows a demanding cycle. Lionesses have a gestation period of about 110 days and give birth to 2 to 4 cubs per litter. Although only about 40% survive the first year due to pressure from predators, based on studies from 2020 to 2025, Kruger currently has between 1,500 and 2,000 lions. The daily activities of lions in Kruger are varied. In the morning, they often gather in wooded areas to rest and digest. At the same time, epidemiological monitoring for diseases like bovine tuberculosis allows sandparks to implement biological measures. One of the reasons for the lion's mere 40% hunting success rate is intense competition. The spotted hyena is a carnivore with an incredibly powerful jaw, capable of crushing bones. Their society is matriarchal. Females are larger and occupy the highest ranks in the clan. They live in clans that can range from 20 to 80 individuals, and in especially favorable conditions, this number can be even larger. Contrary to the stereotype that hyenas only scavenge, they are, in fact, as effective hunters as lions. Research from 2010 and updates in 2024 show that from 43 to 95% of their diet. When they hunt in groups, their efficiency increases from 25 to 35% compared to hunting alone. The air grows thick. Only the heart-rending calls of the spotted hyenas remain. The scent of blood rises and curls in the hot air. Suddenly, in the distance, the figures of lionesses appear. One lunges forward, attacking the largest hyena straight on the shoulder. The other hyenas rush forward, baring their teeth and biting at the enemy's legs and tail. The savannah erupts into an inferno of roars, howls, and tearing flesh. Scenes of conflict between these two species are not uncommon on the savannah. They can run up to 37 miles per hour for several miles. Hyenas also know how to exploit the terrain of the Kruger grasslands. Each clan marks its territory with scat and urine near trails. The population of spotted hyenas in Kruger is currently quite stable, estimated at 1,300 to 1,800 individuals. Despite sharing their habitat with lions and other prominent predators, they persist. Like the hyena, scavenging is an essential part of the Kruger ecosystem, and the white-backed vulture is the indispensable cleaner. This vulture, the most common in South Africa, plays a critical role in preventing the spread of disease. With a wingspan of over 6.5 feet and extraordinary vision, it can soar at altitudes of thousands of feet. The spiraling flight at high altitude is the white-backed vulture's unique way of locating carcasses. Although they fly alone, upon finding a kill, they quickly gather in small flocks. Their ability to clean up carcasses is both a survival story of their own and a service to the entire ecosystem. A 2024 report confirmed that thanks to vultures, dozens of cases of disease transmission are prevented. Data also shows that about 100 vultures can strip the carcass of a 100-pound antelope in just 3 minutes. However, the white-backed vulture's path to survival is not simple. According to IUCN data, the population of this species has declined by an average of 4.1% per year. Organizations are implementing rescue programs, monitoring, and community prevention against poisoning. One of the main causes is the poisoning of wildlife to cover up poaching activities. The most serious recent incident occurred in May 2025 in Kruger National Park. They had fed on a poisoned elephant, causing the toxin to spread throughout the group. Organizations are developing rescue programs, monitoring, and community prevention against poisoning. Stretching north from the Kruger grasslands is the Limpopo Oliphants Riparian Zone. Rivers like the Limpopo and Oliphants provide year-round water and allow for the formation of wetlands. Along these watercourses lies an ecological belt where life concentrates at its highest density. The strip of land between the Limpopo and Oliphants rivers is a paradise of vegetation and home to the warthog. This species is mainly active during the day, taking advantage of the early hours of light to forage. Warthogs particularly favor grasslands near rivers, where the soil is firm and the grass is short and easy to graze. A recent study in the Limpopo Oliphants Riparian Zone in 2024 recorded a density of about 3 to 5 individuals. At midday, when the sun is at its peak, they return to abandoned burrows to rest. Warthogs often use burrows previously dug by aardvarks and sometimes utilize those of porcupines. They enter the burrow backwards, keeping their tusks facing outwards as a defensive barrier. The warthog is an omnivore, primarily feeding on grass and roots, but when necessary, it supplements its diet. Warthogs live in groups called sounders, consisting of females and their young, forming small communities. When threatened, they raise their tails vertically to alert others and dash straight into their burrows. Meanwhile, on the riverbank appears a colossal creature that combines majesty with memory and emotion, the African bush elephant. The African bush elephant is the largest land animal on the planet. It is neither agile nor swift. But to have survived for thousands of years in the harshness of the environment, the elephant is anything but ordinary. The herd is led by an old and experienced matriarch. A study in 2024 showed that these matriarchs can remember the exact locations of water holes. Furthermore, they lead the herd back on a cycle of 12 to 15 months. With their enormous size but a youthful spirit, elephants often choose the Oliphant's River as their bathtub. They use their trunks to suck up water, spray it on their backs, and roll in the mud. This cools their skin and also protects against parasites and keeps their hides moisturized. The spatial and emotional memory of elephants is astonishing. A project published in the Animal Behavior Journal in 2025 documented that at least 65% of herds This behavior demonstrates a deep affection and an extraordinary social bond. The diet of an elephant is quite varied. They are giant herbivores that consume shrubs, leaves, and bark. This process contributes essentially to the regeneration of low vegetation and ecological balance. During the dry season, when shallow streams disappear, African bush elephants use their tusks and trunks. The trunk is both a sophisticated survival tool and a versatile defensive weapon. The matriarch's memory is not just a recollection, it is a water map. She knows exactly where her ancestors dug for water 50 years ago. And when she finds it, she doesn't just save her family. She becomes the chief engineer, the life bringer for the entire valley. The elephant's ability to communicate is also remarkable. They produce infrasound calls from 14 to 30 Hz that can travel for miles. A 2024 study recorded these infrasound signals being emitted when the herd expressed emotions. Despite standing up to 11 feet tall and weighing around 13,000 pounds, elephants can move quickly. When threatened, the herd often spreads its ears, raises its trunks, and advances slowly. Ultimately, elephants have a powerful impact on the riverside ecological structure. By knocking down bushes and opening paths for sunlight, they create conditions for grasses and seedlings. Meanwhile, beneath the river's surface appears a semi-aquatic giant with extraordinary power and survival instincts, the hippopotamus. The hippopotamus is the second largest semi-aquatic animal in the world. The hippo's roar is not just for show. It's a stereo concert. It produces sound simultaneously through its mouth and its throat. It's a dual message, warning enemies on land and the crocodiles lurking below. Despite their seemingly placid appearance, they are extremely aggressive when they feel threatened. This is one of Africa's most dangerous species, responsible for about 500 human fatalities each year. A hippo can hold its breath for up to 5 minutes and walk or even run along the riverbed. At night, when it's cooler, they come ashore to graze, consuming up to 110 pounds of grass. A 2024 study demonstrated that hippo dung plays a crucial role. They defecate directly in the water and then wag their tails to disperse the waste, promoting growth. Their massive muzzles and mouths contain 2 canines that can grow up to 20 inches long. When threatened, they can open their mouths up to 180 degrees with a bite force of 8,000 to 9,000 newtons. Also lurking in the river, the Nile crocodile, the region's largest, stirs in silence. They are prominent in stretches of the river around Kruger, where the slow-moving current creates ideal conditions. The Nile crocodile lies motionless just below the surface, exposing only its eyes and nostrils, waiting for prey. With a bite of up to 22,000 newtons, one of the strongest in the animal kingdom, when the moment comes, it launches a lightning-fast attack, using its tail for a powerful strike to unbalance its victim. It all ends so quickly that the surface is still rippling while the prey has already vanished into the murky depths. An incredible trait of this species is its ability to endure long periods of fasting. They can slow their metabolism and hold their breath underwater for up to 2 hours. Reproduction is also a fundamental part of their population strategy. Each season, the female builds a sand nest on the bank, where she lays 30 to 60 eggs. Research shows that the Nile crocodile population in the Olifants has faced significant ecological pressure. However, studies in 2024 indicate that in the lower reaches of the river around Kruger, the population remains stable. The Nile crocodile is also considered a keystone species in the Olifants' aquatic ecosystem. Its presence is an indicator that the river system remains healthy, indirectly supporting. From the lowlands of the Limpopo River, South Africa's terrain gradually rises southward. This area extends at an altitude of 4,600 to 5,900 feet, where the climate is cooler. The landscape is characterized by grasslands interspersed with low shrubs, forming an ecological foundation. Under the wide skies of the high-veld grasslands, groups of springbok, the national animal of South Africa. This antelope is famous for its high leaps and can reach speeds of up to 55 miles per hour. They typically inhabit open grasslands with scattered shrubs, well adapted to the dry and cold climate. In the harsh nature of the high-veld, springbok are most active at dawn and dusk. They move in herds from a few dozen to hundreds of individuals, protecting each other with their high jumps. A distinctive detail of the springbok is the dark stripe that runs from its eye to its mouth. The springbok can survive for long periods without drinking water due to its ability to absorb liquid. The rainy season is also the ideal time for reproduction, although they mate year-round. The gestation period lasts 5 to 6 months, and they usually give birth to a single calf per litter. While the springbok paints graceful leaps across the plateau, the black wildebeest leaves. They have a dark brown coat, a thick mane on their neck, and forward curving horns. Wildebeest live in large herds, creating rhythmic movements across the savanna. These migrations are for both foraging and maintaining social structure and defense. Their diet consists mainly of low grasses and herbaceous plants. In cold and arid conditions, the black wildebeest can survive for weeks without direct access. According to a 2024 study, the density of black wildebeest in some areas of the Free State Each herd consists of both adults and young, operating in an organized manner with group defense behaviors. Instead of relying solely on speed when threatened, black wildebeest move in a synchronized fashion. The waving white tail is a visual signal that keeps the herd cohesive while running. After the organized defensive display of the black wildebeest herds, the savanna landscape continues to bustle. Both species live in close proximity, forming a natural alliance on the high-veld grasslands. The plains zebra is common in the open savannas and grasslands of South Africa. Cooperation with wildebeest is an effective survival and defense strategy for the zebra. Studies on herd dynamics, published in the Journal of Behavioral Ecology, show this tactic reduces The zebra's diet consists mainly of short grasses and herbs. Each zebra consumes 33 to 44 pounds of dry matter per day, ensuring necessary energy. For individual defense, a zebra can reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour in short sprints. Their powerful hind legs can deliver kicks with a tremendous force, enough to cause serious injury to a predator. During the dry season, zebra herds follow wildebeest to areas with stable water. If the zebra is an artist of camouflage on the grasslands, the Cape buffalo is like a living shield. One of the big five, this African buffalo is renowned for its strength and combative temperament. The Cape buffalo has an imposing body, thick hide, and a solid pair of arching horns. They live in herds of 10 to several hundred individuals, forming a natural shield against lions. When threatened, the entire herd unites, creating a living barrier with the horned bulls. This behavior has been documented in numerous confrontations in the Kruger and Mala Mala reserves. During the dry season, they move in large groups to maximize collective defense. In those places, Cape buffalo often wallow in mud, a physiological strategy. This habit is key to their adaptation to long, dry summers. The primary diet of the Cape buffalo consists of grass, but when scarce, they switch to young shoots. An adult can consume from 13 to 37 pounds of dry grass per day, providing energy. In the herd structure, females and young form the core, while adult males patrol. Bachelor groups of males can be very aggressive, though they rarely participate in primary defense. When a calf lets out a distress call, the entire herd reacts and moves to protect it. Finally, Cape buffalo undertake internal seasonal migrations in the Highveld. After the thunderous movements of the Cape buffalo herds, the space seems to settle as a slender figure. This snake-hunting bird is known for its elegant gait, almost like that of a model. The secretary bird has a distinctive walk with long legs and an upright body. Specializing in hunting snakes and other small prey, it uses its powerful legs like hammers. It walks at a pace of about 1.5 to 2 miles per hour, with an average of 120 steps per minute. The secretary bird's technique for killing snakes is impressive. Each bird typically holds a territory of about 8 square miles, traversing the low grasslands. Conservation is a pressing issue for the secretary bird. A study by BirdLife South Africa, presented in a 2024 report, warns. From the vast grasslands of the Highveld, South Africa's landscape transforms dramatically. The garden root forest emerges as a green, humid ribbon winding along the coast. This region is characterized by dense forests, where ancient trees tower tens of feet high. The gently rolling hills interspersed with river valleys have created a unique ecosystem. Under the thick fog, the bushbuck hides among the forest foliage. Unlike many herd-dwelling antelopes, the bushbuck chooses a solitary life. When they sense danger, they do not flee immediately, but stand perfectly still. At a distant sign of threat, the bushbuck freezes, lowers its body, and remains motionless. Absolute silence, combined with the ability to move silently through familiar paths, the bushbuck also has agile legs that allow it to navigate through dense thickets. They prefer to live near streams and watercourses, both for food and for a quick escape. Without fangs or long, powerful horns, the bushbuck relies on extreme vigilance. As night falls, the crown of the garden root forest is silently passed to the leopard. With its honey-colored coat adorned with unique rosettes, it is perfectly camouflaged. In a dense forest environment, this ability to remain hidden is its crucial survival advantage. The leopard typically hunts at night or during times of low light. After taking down its prey, it hauls the carcass into high branches, 13 to 16 feet up. Few know that the leopard is also a surprisingly capable swimmer, though not as naturally as a tiger. It is a valuable skill in a coastal ecosystem like the garden route. However, beneath the serene facade of the leopard's solitary life lie fierce conflicts. One of the greatest threats to leopard cubs is infanticide. When a new male takes control of a territory, he often eliminates cubs that are not his own. According to a 2024 study in the Sabi Sand Game Reserve, this behavior accounts for up to 49% of cub mortality. Furthermore, the leopard's reproductive strategy is heavily dependent on natural territory dispersal patterns. Mature males leave their natal territories to avoid inbreeding. However, with the increase in human-caused mortality, this pattern is disrupted. Leopards reproduce year-round with a gestation period of about 90 to 105 days. The mother raises her young cubs in the forest shadows, teaching them how to climb. In an environment full of competition and threats, survival skills are passed from one generation. Despite being solitary, leopards command vast territories from 8 to 15 square miles. In the grand tapestry of creation, each individual fulfills an assigned role. From the bush, a lion emerges. They call him Shadow. At 8 years old, his powerful frame moves with a controlled grace. Each step is an assertion of the power he commands. His face is a map of past battles. This is not merely a predator, but a seasoned warrior. He is approaching his pride. In the shade, lionesses, young males, and 4 small cubs are waiting. The cubs do not yet know the harshness of this world. They know only their mother's warmth, and she knows he is near. Shadow draws closer. His warm, amber eyes radiate an immense authority. He pauses at the edge of the thicket, surveying his domain with a regal air. This is his land. One of the lionesses, perhaps his younger mate, trots over and playfully rubs against his flank. But his attention is already on Kali. Kali lies in the shade, relaxed but ever watchful. Her cubs clamber over her back. Their eyes meet in a silent moment of understanding. She approaches with the quiet confidence and tenderness known only to a long-bonded pair. She gently nuzzles her head against his mane, inhaling his familiar scent. Meanwhile, the bravest of the cubs has discovered the black tuft on Shadow's tail. He pounces as if it were the most magnificent of toys. The formidable king of the pride is now simply a father. When the breeding season comes, the female southern ground hornbill seals herself inside a tree cavity, entirely dependent on her faithful mate to pass food through a narrow slit. The deep, booming call of this bird is a familiar refrain in this wild land. Meanwhile, Kali is playing with her cubs. They climb on her, wrestle with each other, and pounce on her ears and tail. Jaws that can kill an antelope are now a picture of gentleness. For her, this is a lesson. For them, it is a game. But for the pride, they are the most precious and vulnerable of assets. As youngsters, they can be hunted by jackals, hyenas, even eagles. But there are also invisible enemies, ticks, fleas, and parasitic infections. Their mother's milk is their first line of defense, and she nurses them generously. Every day is a challenge, but they are living each moment to the fullest. As long as their leader reigns, order will be maintained. But this order is not eternal. One day, strangers will come to challenge. If they succeed, they will kill all the cubs that are not of their bloodline. Kali and the other lionesses know this. It is why they stay together. But for now, Shadow is near, and he is their protector. Shadow lies beneath a tree. His deep, resonant roar is not a threat, but a declaration. I am here. To other lions, it is a warning. This territory is taken. To his pride, it is reassurance. His roar is a protective wall. But then, Shadow's roar catches in his throat, silenced not by a challenger, but by a presence that demands respect. Elephants. They move with the weight of time, and to them, the king of beasts is merely part of the landscape they command. A herd of elephants appears amongst the trees. They advance slowly, as if the forest itself is parting to let them pass. After lingering near the lions for a time, the herd heads towards the open plains. Shadow is thirsty. He walks to the waterhole alone, slowly and with confidence. He lowers his head and begins to drink. Water is a scarce commodity, and each sip is almost a ritual. This is his territory, his water source, and he behaves with the dignity of one who holds power. Two cheetahs appear on the plain. Their steps are hurried, their bodies tense. They are leaving, constantly looking back, as if sensing the threat of the lion's territory. When a cheetah crosses that invisible line, if spotted by an adult male lion, it stands no chance of survival. After the lions have departed, a herd of elephants approaches the waterhole. Among the adults are two calves. They rush to the water's edge, noisily sucking up water with their short trunks. The waterhole at the heart of the savannah is a crossroads for countless creatures. The quiet never lasts. No sooner has the elephant herd left than a new procession arrives. First, the warthogs. They move with a jaunty gait, tails held high like antennae. Nearly everyone has an oxpecker perched on its back. These birds perform an essential service, cleaning parasites from their host's skin and tending to small wounds. And then a new wave approaches. Wildebeest. Their herd is vast, dark, and in a constant state of unease. They move in unison, like a single organism. They are grazers who know the price of a moment's inattention. Warthogs do not build elaborate homes. An old aardvark burrow will suffice. It will back in, leaving its sharp tusks facing out for defense. Though they may appear cumbersome, warthogs can run at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour and become formidable when cornered. What remains of last night's hunt are ribs, dust, and a lingering scent. The vultures descend on the carcass. By midday, they are finishing their work. They are the cleaners of the land, performing a ritual both ancient and vital. Within their stomachs, a fierce transformation turns death back into life, neutralizing disease and cleansing the land. In the distance, a marabou stork stands watching silently. Its time will come later, when the competition has thinned. A giraffe approaches the water hole. It knows how vulnerable it is when it lowers its head to drink. To drink, it must perform a perilous ballet, splaying its legs, lowering its magnificent head into the jaws of danger. And in the shadows, the lions are watching. It hesitates. It bends down slowly, then abruptly straightens up, as if something has startled it. It tries again, almost touching its lips to the water's surface. But no, it straightens up again. Neck taut, eyes alert. Finally, it lowers its head once more. Slowly, confidently, it begins to drink, cautiously but deeply. In the dusty landscape, a family of Burchell's sand grouse is on the move. The father exhibits a remarkable behavior. In the morning, he flies tens of miles to the nearest waterhole. The feathers on his breast have a unique structure that allows them to hold water. He soaks himself, collecting the moisture, then flies back. The chicks eagerly run to him and drink the precious droplets directly from their father's body, a moving ritual of paternal care. The sun sets, painting the sky in hues of rose and ash blue. The shadows of the tall acacia trees stretch across the ground. For the lions, things are just beginning. As dusk falls, the pride awakens. The lionesses stretch, their movements becoming more focused. The wind carries scents. Perhaps wildebeest are near, perhaps impala. The lionesses disappear into the darkness. They move quickly and almost without a sound. This is their time. Meanwhile, the cubs are fast asleep. They are curled together in a warm pile of fur. And so another day in wild Africa comes to a close. A day in which every creature has played its part, from the delicate sand grouse to the mighty lion. Life goes on. Tomorrow it will all begin again. No one knows when death will strike, for danger always comes from the most unexpected quarter. Every creature carries within it a single mission: survive by any means necessary. And time will prove who will be the last one standing. In Zimbabwe's Hwange National Park, studies have shown that the presence of lions has reshaped the behavior of herbivores. Buffalo, giraffes, and kudu all keep their distance from the waterhole when a pride is near. But another predator also stalks these water margins. A solitary hunter. Not as fast as the cheetah, nor as numerous as the lion. It is the leopard. Moving silently through the tall grass, it glides between shadow and moonlight, a perfect veil for an ambush. The leopard is not a sprinter. Instead, it is a master climber, gripping the bark with razor-sharp claws, launching up to 20 feet in a single bound. Its golden eyes burn in the darkness, amplified by the tapetum lucidum, a natural form of night vision. The leopard often avoids the waterholes, wary of being exposed. But for its prey, these shrinking pools are irresistible traps. Patience defines the leopard. It can wait for hours for its prey to draw closer, measuring every sound, every shift of the wind until the strike is certain. Then it launches 37 miles an hour in a short burst. Its jaws clamp onto the throat or the spine of its prey. What sets it apart is not just the strike, but what happens next. With phenomenal strength, it hauls its prey, sometimes heavier than itself, up into the high branches of a tree. Here, lions, hyenas, and wild dogs cannot follow. Only the leopard, in its solitude, enjoys its feast in silence. Adaptability is its secret. From rainforest to desert, it eats almost anything. But even the ghost of the savannah is under threat. Once widespread across Africa and Asia, the leopard has vanished from 13 countries and is critically endangered in 7 others. Today, it exists in only a fraction of its former range, with strongholds in Tanzania, Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa. Today, it exists in only a fraction of its former range, with key strongholds remaining in vast areas like Tanzania, Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa. But survival is not guaranteed. Lions kill nearly a quarter of all leopards in some regions. Hyenas steal almost half of their kills. For centuries, the spotted hyena has borne the reputation of a mere scavenger. But modern research reveals a different truth. Up to 95% of their diet comes from their own hunts. Unlike the lion or the cheetah, which rely on explosive bursts and surprise ambushes, the spotted hyena is built for endurance. With a jaw that generates a bite force of over 1,000 pounds, the strongest of any terrestrial mammal, the hyena can crush even the hardest bones. They pressure their prey as a collective, communicating with their strange laughs and whoops. Hyenas live in clans that can number up to 80 individuals. They are ruled not by the males, but by the dominant females. And their chilling laugh? It is not joy at all. This sound is usually made during moments of social stress or high excitement, such as a dispute over a carcass. Each individual has a laugh with a unique pitch, which reveals its age and status to others in the clan. It is a complex social bulletin encoded in a sound we often mistake for brutality. Larger, heavier, and hormonally charged, the females enforce a strict matriarchal order. With their numbers, hyenas challenge any rival, even lions. Their clans hold territories that stretch for hundreds of square miles. But they are more than just predators. By consuming carrion, hyenas cleanse the landscape of disease. By culling the herbivore herds, they shape grazing patterns, which in turn shapes the vegetation. In the hierarchy of African predators, the lion rules by strength, the leopard by stealth. The spotted hyena rules by unity, endurance, and the ability to seize every opportunity. As night falls, the lions begin to stir. They do not go straight to the water's edge. Instead, they melt into the tall grass and the earth mounds, waiting, patient and invisible. The lion is the only big cat that lives and hunts in a pride. Together they can bring down prey weighing hundreds of pounds, such as wildebeest, zebras, and even the formidable African buffalo. Tonight, at a shrinking waterhole, a black rhino is struggling in desperation. From the darkness, three golden shapes emerge, the lionesses, the seasoned hunters of the pride. A lioness lunges, sinking her teeth into its flank, but the rhino's nearly 2-inch thick hide holds firm. With a powerful jerk, it breaks free and charges. The hunters scatter. Tonight, the giant has escaped. Precious water holes, which are vital for survival in the dry season. What the lions leave behind is not wasted. The carcass becomes a feast for the scavengers. Vultures descend from the sky, returning what is left of life to the earth. High above, these masters of the sky patrol in circles at altitudes of 1,600 to 4,900 feet. Their eyes, 3 to 4 times sharper than a human's, scan the savanna for the slightest signs. When one vulture descends on a carcass, others, even miles away, follow in a silent chain of signals. When a predator abandons its kill, the savanna soon stirs with dark wings. Within an hour, dozens, sometimes hundreds, of vultures descend. Every feature of the vulture's body is sculpted by evolution for one purpose: to scavenge. Their bare heads and necks can delve deep into a carcass's chest cavity without getting fouled. The hooked beak tears through the toughest hides of buffalo and giraffe, while the rough tongue scrapes the last shreds of muscle from the bone. But it is their stomach that holds the real secret. A cauldron of acid with a pH of nearly 1, capable of destroying what would kill most other creatures. Anthrax bacteria, rabies virus, botulinum toxin. The vulture turns death into energy, preventing plagues from sweeping the land. They do not just eat the dead, they sterilize it. Their immune systems are astonishingly robust, and they are among the few creatures that can digest anthrax-infected meat without harm. In fact, their droppings have a sanitizing effect on the soil around a carcass. They are not just cleaners, they are the mobile decontamination units of the savanna, the silent guardians against invisible enemies. At the waterhole, competition erupts, not just between different vulture species, but with another phantom of death, the marabou stork. Over 3 feet tall, armed with a beak more than a foot long, the stork strides straight into the chaos, pushing aside rivals to claim its share. Like the vulture, its design speaks of survival. A bald head, a dagger-like beak, and a strange, inflatable gular sac. Their menu is even more varied. Fish, frogs, lizards, eggs, even rubbish near human settlements. They are the ultimate opportunists. With jabs as swift as a spear, they add fresh prey to their carrion meal. Together, the vulture and the marabou stork embody nature's final act. They cleanse the savanna, recycle death into life, and ensure that nothing is wasted. Unlike the larger, more cautious antelopes, the helmeted guinea fowl burst onto the scene with their characteristic hustle and boundless energy. A flock is never small. 10, 20, sometimes more than 25. They move as one, a tight-knit social unit. Their calls are never silent. Loud, rhythmic calls fill the air, keeping the group connected and warding off danger. This constant chatter is not just noise, it is a lifeline. Impalas, wildebeest, even zebras benefit from their vigilance. A single alarm call can carry for 164 yards. Though they have wings, they rarely waste them. When danger strikes, they run fast, coordinated, and relentless. At 22 miles an hour, they frustrate predators. Guinea fowl are also shapers of the land. Eating seeds, tubers, and insect swarms, they cleanse the savanna. They will take a lizard or a baby snake when the chance arises. They are everywhere. South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Angola. Their numbers reach 28 to 30 million. Most roam outside of protected areas, thriving when the dry season closes in, they gather around the last waterholes. When the rains return, they scatter across the plains once more. The guinea fowl, noisy, relentless, indomitable, is not just a part of the savanna. It is its sentinel, its early warning system, and its tireless guardian. At midday on the African savanna, the sun bakes the earth, and the shade of a tree becomes a rare treasure. It is at this unforgiving hour that the giraffe begins its slow, deliberate approach to the waterhole. Unlike other herbivores that prefer the safety of dawn or dusk, the giraffe chooses the heat of noon, a time when lions, leopards, and hyenas retreat to rest. Their great height gives them a commanding view of the plains, but to drink they must bend. A giant folding itself, a frame stretched and exposed. This seemingly simple act is, in fact, a feat of bioengineering. To pump blood 16 feet up to its brain, a giraffe's heart is a phenomenal machine, weighing up to 24 pounds and generating blood pressure twice that of a human. And to keep from fainting from a rush of blood to the head when it bends down, it has a complex network of blood vessels in its neck that acts as a natural pressure regulation valve. Every sip is not just an act of quenching thirst, it is a confrontation with the laws of physics itself. In those moments, balance is lost, and the giraffe's greatest advantage becomes its greatest vulnerability. They never linger. Each drink is fleeting, measured in seconds. Bend, drink, raise, watch, listen, then bend again. When in a group, one always stands guard, taller than the rest, its eyes scanning the horizon. Height is their glory. A full-grown male can be over 18 feet tall and weigh nearly 4,400 pounds. With their long necks and 20-inch tongues, they browse on thorny acacia leaves. They do not move with the thunder of an elephant, nor the dust-kicking charge of a buffalo. Instead, they glide across the plains, leaving very little trace. But even giants must drink with care. Steep banks, murky pools, obscured views. They avoid these places. For danger does not only stalk from the bushes, sometimes it waits beneath the surface, silent, still, patient, the Nile crocodile. These tall herbivores are cautious and calculated in every move. And so, every drink becomes a ritual of survival. Bend, drink, raise, watch. The rhythm of giants in a land where hesitation can mean death. As the sun climbs high, the savanna hardens under the heat. The air turns harsh, the ground whitens, and the once peaceful waterhole becomes a chaotic mess. Zebras, wildebeest, buffalo, herd after herd pushes forward, churning the shallows into a thick, muddy soup. Beneath that opaque veil, peace is an illusion. Here, patience reigns. A ripple, a pair of nostrils, the glint of an unblinking eye, the sign of the Nile crocodile. Some are over 16 feet long, weighing more than 1,500 pounds, yet they barely disturb the water. Their scaly hides mirror the mud, their stillness as absolute as stone. They wait for hours, days, sometimes weeks, for a single mistake. A lowered drink from an antelope, a moment of lost vigilance, then an explosion. A lunge at 40 feet per second, the prey is dragged under before it can cry out. This is not a predator that gives chase. The crocodile wins by patience, not speed, by silence, not force. As the dry season wears on, the hippopods begin their slow march towards the last remaining waterholes. These are not just places to drink, they are sanctuaries, lifelines in a world desperately running dry. At midday, when the air sizzles above 104 degrees, the hippos submerge themselves. With their massive frames, thick skin, and almost no sweat glands, the water is their only shield against the Sunday. Each adult can weigh over 3,300 pounds. And yet, in the water, they move with a surprising grace. Though they cannot swim like a fish, they glide by walking along the riverbed. As space shrinks, tempers flare. Dominant bulls, fiercely territorial, clash with powerful thrusts, their bellows echoing across the lake. Territory marking is crucial. The hippo scatters its dung by wagging its tail, a unique communication system, asserting sovereignty, warning off rivals. Across Africa, the hippo is tied to rivers, lakes, and floodplains. However, their range has shrunk in recent decades. Today, only about 115,000 to 130,000 remain. Hippos are not just inhabitants, they are engineers. As they move, they create channels that guide water and keep the soil moist. Their waste, though it sometimes depletes oxygen, nourishes the bottom-dwelling organisms and fish. The African buffalo are often among the first to arrive. Their great herds roam the savanna. Once numbering over 500,000, their numbers have dwindled due to habitat loss, relentless hunting, and the pressures of climate change. Life in the herd is their greatest strength. From a few dozen to 1,000 strong, the buffalo live by a strict hierarchy, cemented not by bloodline, but by ritualized horn-clashing contests. At the waterhole, they drink with an urgency, often in the cool of early morning or late evening. They wallow in the mud, coating their bodies in a natural armor against insects and the heat. When dry, it hardens into a shield, both a protection and a badge of survival. But the waterhole is not a sanctuary, it is a battlefield. Here, the African buffalo face rivals as formidable as themselves. The greatest challenge comes not from the buffalo, but from the giants. When the elephants arrive, the buffalo retreat. Against the largest land animal on Earth, even these giants know their limits. The elephants do not come to the water hole just to drink. Here, survival flows through every drop. The pools are a place to cool their massive bodies, to care for their skin, and to nurture the bonds that hold the herd together. A single adult can consume up to 80 gallons of water a day. Each mouthful is drawn up by the trunk, the most versatile tool in the animal kingdom. These water holes are not just wells. They are spas, playgrounds, and gathering places. Adults bathe and spray each other. Calves frolic in the shallows. When the surface water dries up, the elephants dig into the cracked earth with their tusks and feet, tapping into hidden reserves. In doing so, they provide water not just for themselves, but for countless other creatures. For this, they are called the engineers of the ecosystem. The giants of Africa are scattered across the continent, numbering around 415,000. But their story is shadowed by decline. The savanna elephant has fallen by 70% since the 1960s. The forest elephant by as much as 90%. As the seasons turn, the elephants march with the rains. In the dry months, they return faithfully to the most reliable water sources. Some herds in Botswana travel over 186 miles to reach the Chobe River. At the waterhole, the elephant dominates. Their rule can be stern, even aggressive, but it ensures the survival of the herd. One day, a lone bull elephant approaches. Waiting at the water's edge is a black rhino. Muscles tensed, horn glinting. It refuses to drink, refuses to move. The elephant pauses, exhales, and kicks dust into the air, a warning. But the rhino holds its ground. The stillness is broken. From the woodland comes the sound of snapping branches like war drums. More bulls emerge, silent, massive, unstoppable. The rhino hesitates, then yields. Step by step, it backs into the shadows, ceding the water to the true giants of Africa. A black rhino is not tied to any one waterhole. It comes only when the land is quiet, often in the gentler hours of the day. Its visits are brief, just long enough to drink its fill before melting back into the surrounding bush. In good conditions, a rhino can drink up to 9 gallons of water a day. But when the land is parched, they can endure for days without a single drop, drawing life from the moisture hidden in leaves and young branches. Around the water's edge, the mud tells their story. Great circular footprints are pressed into the ground. Here they wallow, rolling their massive bodies so that every inch of skin is coated in a cool layer of mud. When dry, this layer becomes an armor, shielding them from the glaring sun, biting insects, and relentless parasites. Though solitary, the black rhino leaves its message at the waterhole. Dung piles and sprayed urine form an invisible language. But with their strong ties to territory and their volatile tempers, clashes are almost inevitable. When two rhinos meet, a tense standoff can explode into a violent battle. As the dry season nears its end, the savanna sky begins to change. Heavy, promising clouds roll in. The first drops fall, gentle, scattered. Then the rain strengthens, soaking the cracked earth in a clean, life-giving flood. The waterholes are transformed before our eyes. The once shrinking mud pools now swell and overflow. Some merge, creating vast wetlands. Around the banks, green erupts with astonishing speed. In just a few weeks, fresh grass carpets the ground, soft, young, and rich in nutrients. Among them is one of Africa's strangest residents. Nicknamed the Jesus bird, the African jacana appears to walk on water. Its impossibly long toes spread its weight over the floating lily pads. The rainy season is its kingdom. The shallow, plant-filled waters become both its hunting ground and its breeding territory. But what sets it apart most is its family life. Unlike most birds, here the female dominates. Larger, more colorful, and fiercely territorial. She mates with multiple males, leaving each one in charge of a clutch of eggs. The male builds a flimsy nest of floating vegetation, then incubates the eggs alone. When the chicks hatch, they can walk within hours. The father's role, however, is far from over. The female, meanwhile, has already moved on, leaving her legacy in multiple nests, spreading her risk across the wetlands. It is a strategy shaped by evolution. After the African jacana's delicate dance on the water, the savanna changes once again. The fresh streaks of rain carve silver paths across the land, feeding the water holes. And in this new quiet, a dark figure appears. The grey heron, tall, silent, and dignified. Nearly 3 feet tall with a wingspan of almost 6.5 feet. The rainy season is its ally. While the earth is soft and slow, the heron perfects its art of patience. It does not chase. It waits, balanced on one leg, motionless for minutes, sometimes hours. Then, a sudden flash. Its spear-like beak strikes. Precise, lethal. The prey is impaled or swallowed whole before the ripples have faded. This master of stillness is not a picky eater. From fish and shrimp to crabs, even a stray mouse or chick, anything careless enough to come close will not escape. But survival is not its only mission. When the breeding season arrives, the solitary hunter becomes part of a colony. Dozens gather in towering rookeries. From the Okavango Delta to Table Bay, wherever the rains collect, the grey heron waits, patient, silent, deadly. Although they share the color grey in both their name and their plumage, the grey-crowned crane lives to a completely different rhythm. As the first rains soak the savanna and the shallow pans return, these cranes descend with outstretched wings. Their golden crowns glitter in the sunday. Unlike the silent heron, the crane rarely stands still. It paces the water's edge. With each firm step, the muddy ground trembles and hidden creatures scatter. Frogs leap, insects burst from cover, and in that instant, the crane's sharp beak strikes with high precision. Their diet is varied and opportunistic. Grasshoppers, lizards, seeds, even eggs. For the crane, however, survival is not just about the hunt, it is about connection. On the flooded plains, pairs and small family groups gather. Then the call rings out, a booming trumpet that echoes across the savannah, a sound both primal and haunting. And the dance begins, a ritual of leaps and bows, wings spread wide in a living ballet. These dances are not just for show, they are a language of loyalty, reinforcing the bonds between lifelong mates. Though not a long-distance migrant, the grey-crowned crane follows the rains, moving seasonally in search of water and greenery. Their beauty is so iconic that they stand at the center of Uganda's national flag, a national symbol of grace, elegance, and pride. In the wild, they can live for up to 25 years. But their legacy is not in the years, but in their presence, their dance, their call, and their golden crown against the evening sky.